Hello, everybody. Luba Carlson's here, and today I'm going to paint the sleds. This is the video that does the Oh Holy Night sled, the one with trees and the star, and then there will be lettering right here. And I am going to start with the sides and this part here. I don't know what it's called. So I'm going to paint them, put them aside, let them dry, and then paint the other side because it looks like I need both sides painted. Okay, so let's start with that. So for this painting, I'm going to use phthalo green, Prussian blue, silver, gold, and white. And I will be using my chip brush. It's a 2-inch chip brush. You can get them from any home improvement store, from craft stores, wherever. Medium large, it's a size 3/4 inch flat brush. And I am going to use my detail brush. And for the lettering, I will be using my Posca pen, black Posca pen. And I thought I had it out and I didn't. This one, that's a Posca pen that I'll be using. You can always use a brush also, that's fine. Use whatever works for you. And what else? Also, to put this sled together, I will be using E6000 blue, which is usually in my drawer right here, and I'm not seeing it. Okay, so I have this one. I'll just show it to you. This is almost empty, but I have another one. So E6000, you can get it from any craft store. And they also come in smaller sizes. So if you just need a little bit, look for smaller size. They really do come in smaller sizes. This glue is not cheap, so I figured it might make sense to look for a different size. And then I like to add twine on the top of mine, but like you can use whatever you like, and you can even add some greenery or a bow, anything anything that you like would work just great. So let's start with that. I'm going to paint these, and I want them to be dark blue. Oh, did I say black? Yes, I am also using black. Okay, I don't think I said that. All right, so let's get a clean one here so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So I'm going to drop some Prussian blue directly on here, and I'm going to need a lot of it. So I'll just put a good amount in here and some black. As you see, this is all like different brands of paint, so use what you have. If you do not have Prussian blue, you can use phthalo blue with black, you can use navy blue with black, any dark blue would go. And for this, I'm gonna just dampen my brush a little bit and grab some of this Prussian blue, a little bit of black, and just paint this whole thing super fast. Doesn't need to be anything fancy. Just paint it. A little bit more paint. Um, Maybe if you have a Q-tip, I'm trying to see if I have a Q-tip, I'm not sure. But if you do have a Q-tip, maybe use a Q-tip to clean up the holes over here so that they do not dry up in a way that you cannot um, push the string through if you're going to add the strength to this. Okay. So yes, pretty much just painting it. Just paint, paint, paint. And using my brush to get the sides. I'm using newsprint paper, packing paper underneath because it is so easy to just use it and then I just throw it away. I use it a few times usually and just get rid of it. And this way you can still have a neat surface to work on. right? And it's not plastic, so you're not throwing away a whole lot of plastic. Just trying to be a little bit environment conscious here. And of course you could do this like on a broken down cardboard box or something. Again, use what you have. Use what you have and what you like to use. Okay. Let's do the other one. I'm trying not to get my hands too messy here, but I think it's a lost battle. So as you see, I'm using a larger brush and just really going around and painting the whole, all sides, everything I can reach. It really does make it easier to use a larger brush because you really can get into all these little cut out pieces. Okay. Yeah. And if there's anything that I did not get, I will get it when I'm painting the other side. So if I missed anything, it's all right. Because I'm doing this again, right? We're gonna flip this over. We're going to flip this over and paint it again. Okay, let me get this side over here that I missed. And I know that I can get it right now. So let's just do that. Here we go. Okay. I don't remember if I said use any colors you like. If you prefer to change your colors on this, it will be fine. Okay, so I'm just working around, picking up the blobs of paint. If there's any, like, not even paint, that's what I'm picking up now, just to make sure that everything is nice and even. Set this to the side super fast. If you're not planning to come back to it real quick, then you want to wash your brush. I'm going to mute my microphone for a minute because I'm going to use the blow dryer to dry this, okay? Just a little bit. Okay, make sure to lift your pieces and move them around. Don't let them just sit in wet acrylic paint because if you do, the paper will stick to it. Okay, paper will stick to your pieces, and I'm just examining and looking through if there is anything that I would like to deal with right now. Okay, this looks good, and I'm switching to clean paper because I know things are gonna stick otherwise. So. All right, flip them over, and let's paint the other side. Using the same paint. If whatever color you choose, if you notice that there is not enough coverage, like you paint it, right, but you can still see through it, you will need to add another coat. This is partially why I'm adding a little bit of black to my paint, because I just want to do one coat. I do not want to go back and add more to it. Okay, so there's that. I cannot see what's behind this, so I'll just use the paper that it's sitting on and flip it like this, put it up, and now I can see that I haven't done the whole edge. So now I'm just going back to it and fixing it, and you can always go back to it with a smaller brush or when this is dry and fix your edges. Okay, so this is done. I'm using the wrong side of the brush to just kind of scooch it off of the paper, of that crazy amount of acrylic paint on paper. Just move it around a little bit, take it off there so that it doesn't stick. All right, let's do this one. You need to make sure that your the first side that you painted is completely dry before you put it down on the paper, because it will stick. Now, if that did happen, what you can do is use fine grit sandpaper and just very gently sand it off, and then use the sandpaper and just rub it off, and then paint over. I hope that doesn't happen, but things happen, don't they? Okay, I think this side is good. Let's move it off of the wet acrylic paint so it's not sticking too much. Let's do this side. Okay. Make sure that there's no blobs of paint on the sides. That's what usually happens here. Okay, moving this off of the page like that so it doesn't stick. Okay, so I just looked and I noticed that the top of this is not where I want it, so I'm adding some more paint to it. There we go. Again, this is nothing that cannot be fixed later. It's just easy to do it right away. There we go. Okay, so this whole contraption here that I have, I'm gonna pick this up and move it to a spot where it can dry. And hopefully not drop. Okay, so that's drying. Okay, now we have the sled seat, right, itself. Okay, so I just used carbon copy paper, I think so, and traced the trees on here so that I can have the idea what goes where. And now I'm gonna rinse this off, clean up that brush. While it's soaking for a second, I'm gonna put a whole lot of silver paint on here. Okay, bring my paper towels up so that I can see them and I can use them. Okay, let's clean that brush. So I am one of those people who do not like my brush sitting in the water. And I know that sometimes people, oh, well, that's okay, but I just don't like that. Okay, right now, okay, so let's use, hold on just a second, let me see. Yeah, we need that brush again, that one. Okay, the small flat, not the medium large flat. Okay, so we're going to use Prussian blue and silver on this, and we're doing the sky, and I'm going to try and do my sky like this, going, the strokes are going to go across this whole sled. Okay, so, and I'm using Prussian blue and silver for the sky, and we want the sky to be darker, so more blue on the top and then more silver coming down here. Okay, so as we're moving down the sled, we will be adding more silver to the brush. So here we go. Just do this part here. Maybe a little bit more blue on this side. Just like that. There we go. And I will go back and pick up the ones from the slats that get the paint that gets into the slats. I'll go back and kind of lift it. But I want to make sure that I keep moving on the diagonal. There's a lot of blue on here, so I'll take it off on the paper towel and grab just silver. See, silver still has some blue on it. And just keep blending this in. Oops, come back. Blend this in through the whole sled. I encourage you to not use a lot of water on this. Try to avoid using a lot of water on your brush. There we go. Take that. Take that. So there is an opening here that needs to be painted. Absolutely love this. Here on this side, I don't know, that's a tree. Oh yeah, it is a tree. But let's paint this over here on this side also, just to make sure that we do not have that we're not missing anything. Up to the snow and stop. Okay. Here's an opening, so we need to make sure that we have covered the whole thing, and just make sure to have your stroke direction going on the diagonal, corner to corner, corner to corner. Okay. Oh, that's a little bit too much blue. Let's go back and put some more, grab some more silver. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit more silver over here at this area to just make it lighter. There we go. All right, okay, clean up the slats. Okay, now let's do snow. Wipe the brush off. Let's put some white on here. And we're gonna put a good, very good amount of white where the snow goes. We're using the same messy, the same brush. We want whatever color we can pick from that. And for snow, I'm going to use a rounded, kind of rounded motion a little bit to make those hills stand out a little. There we go. All the leftover paint that you had on your brush, it's adding tint and shading to your snow. So do not feel like you need to blend it in. Just make sure that your strokes are in like various curves directions. Okay, this line over here does not need to be perfect. This is where the trees go, and then we're going to add a little bit more snow to that. Now this brush can be rinsed finally. All right. Okay, here we are. So let's start with the trees that are in the background. They are the smaller trees. We're going to use the chip brush, make it damp, and then take all the water, all that you can take it out into your paper towel. You do not want a whole lot of water on that. And we're going to switch to phthalo green. Oh, it's still sealed. Look at that. Let's get that out super quick. Ta-da. There, I think something like that. Okay, so let's start with the trees that are all the way in the back. So there's a tree that's in the back, like right here in the middle. We're going to grab some paint on the chip brush. And yes, it is important. We want to use the chip brush because we want it to have texture. It will add texture. So here's one tree, and I'm just going to start with the trunk, so to speak, yes? And then we're just going to add like this. You just kind of move it to the angle and you go tap tap like that. Just adding texture to that tree that sits all the way in the background. Okay. And there is a tree right here on this side, on the left side, that also sits in the background, and it's a half size of that one. It's shorter, so we're going to move into the middle, and then it kind of sits on the side. So I'll just add branches like that. And I'm coming back and adding lines like this. Okay, let's bring this up to the camera so you can see. Of course, it sticks to paper, but that's fine. There you see, there's texture to it. Okay, now I just realized something. I'm going to grab my baby wipe. You can use it. You can use a paper towel, a rag, or even just your finger. And I'm going to just go around here and here, just to make sure that the sides are not messy, that there's no blobs on the sides. I made sure the slats were fine, but I didn't check the sides. Okay, so that. Wipe this brush on the paper towel gently. Grab some black on it, and then repeat the same that you did, the same pattern for the tree. Repeat that with black. Both trees. Okay, let's dry. Let's dry those trees. Okay, wipe the brush and the paper towel. Grab more green. Okay, let's add a tree, a taller tree over here. That tree is in front of this one. This tree is in the background. Okay, so let's add more. The branches. And then there is another tree right here. A small one. Oh, too much paint. Small tree right here. And another small tree right here. Turn your brush to make sure that it fits. Okay, wipe it off, get some black. Here goes black, and let's do the branches. And one more right here and right here. Okay, and so now we are going to work on the large tree, the center point. that we have here, the centerpiece, right? So wipe off the brush. This tree needs to stand out. It needs to be a little bit different. So we're going to use phthalo green and then a little bit um, Prussian blue on the same brush. Work it in. We want it to be a little bit different tone, all right? And we will put it right in here in this area. I'll start that so that I have room for the star. And I want it to be the tallest and the fluffiest tree out of all of this. So here we go. That's my middle for the tree. And I'm just gonna add, see how I'm doing this? I'm just adding sideways and just kind of adding, it's a little bit different, it's different texture. And make it into the fluffy tree that it needs to be. Okay. I'm gonna have some black. And I'm gonna do the same. So see, it's kind of getting stuck a little bit in the slats. So you kind of have to work over the slats and make that tree happen. It's in front of those trees, so you can overlap. You can overlap, okay? Okay, cleaning my chip brush. There we go. Oh. The downside of using a chip brush is that it holds a lot of water, so you have to kind of have a lot of paper towels to deal with that. Okay, that goes. That's fine. Now let's add the star on the top. So that is going to be white. To start with. And this is how I like to do it. Again, if you have you can use the tracer for that. Start here, go all the way, pretty much all the way to the top. And then in the middle, so it's like a cross, right? But it's like a square cross. All sides are even here. And then we're going to add 2 more, but they are shorter here and here, like this. And we can come back, add some more white. Make sure, I like to make those lines into little kind of triangles, rays. So I will do that like this. Just add that to the sides. Here we go. Okay. Alright, so that white needs to dry. While it's drying, we will add some snow to the trees. And trees in the background, they do not get a lot at all. But this tree gets a lot. Okay. So get some white onto your chip brush. And then just add a little bit of snow. So I just hold it on the side like this. mostly getting it on the tree that's in front of the other trees. And that's it. Not much at all. Okay. And then those trees are all in the background, so they can just sit there. That's fine. I'm just making sure that I have my lines. Okay. And then we're going to add a whole lot of snow to this tree. And I like to do this on the, like a soft zigzag. So my lines are going to be like this. See, like a soft line to one side, and then I go back to that, and then I continue on the other line, and then I go back a little bit and continue, go back a little bit and continue. You want them to be rounded and not be afraid to maybe pat a little bit more. Good. That's the whole tree over there. Oh, not a little bit too much. Just wipe it off. The background is dry by now. Just move your tree, move the snow. Go back. Make sure you have a whole lot of snow on that tree. So see how you go back and it starts adding. Do not add more paint to your brush. Just keep moving. Okay. There we go. Okay. Okay, we need to clean the chip brush. Chip brush can sit. Let's use some of that silver and paint the star. Now that we have a nice outline for it, I start with the big ones, the longer rays first. And then I bring in the smaller ones. There we go. Let's add some texture to the snow with your flat, medium large flat. You can just go like this and add some snow to your tree, above your tree, on top of the bottoms of the trees, so that it all looks more or less together. And my brush is picking up a little bit of green here, and I am really liking this. Maybe if you don't like this, then wipe off your brush and dry your trees before doing this. Okay, but I really like the color that I'm getting, and that the snow gets the green, a little bit of green from the trees. I kind of like that. Okay. All right, so I'm going to add some stars in the sky with silver. So I'm just flipping my brush over using the wrong side. And I'm going to add some dots. Pretty random, not a whole lot, but still quite a few. Just don't put them on your trees or something, yeah? Okay, and then I use my detail brush, liner brush, go in the middle of each circle, and I kind of drag them in directions, in 4 different directions, to make them look like they're shiny. Okay, and you don't have to do all of them. I just like that. Just want shiny, shiny, shiny stars. Okay, looks good. Okay, I want to make sure my tree is dry. Is it dry? No, it is not. All right, I need it dry, so I'm going to mute. Alrighty, so my next step is I'm going to add some golden ornaments to the tree, and I have this gold paint here that I haven't used in a very long time. And I'm thinking, why am I doing this? I have, oh well, you know what? No, sorry. I'm going to use this gold paint here. It'll be a little bit easier. Glorious Gold, Deco Art, best gold ever. Okay. So to make this easier, what you can do, if you'd like to, you can use some round caps or round objects to make little stamps with a circular, right? Easy to make circles like this, and then you paint them in. You fill them in with paint. You can do that, or you can just paint freehand. I'm just going to paint freehand with my detail brush. Just pick a spot, paint a circle, and paint it in. You can also add different colors. If I was going to change colors on this, I would maybe paint red baubles, right? Red ornaments, because I think red would really stand out on this. It's all bluish and bluish, right? So I think red would really look good here. But I also think that there's nothing wrong with gold. I love gold, and I think gold and silver also look very festive. Going back, adding a little bit more color to block, to work out certain blue. Okay, I probably need one more here. Let's see, do I want another one? Mm-hmm. You don't know? Yes, I do. Right here, small one. Just a small one. Okay. Grab a little bit of silver mixed with black. Add the tops to your ornaments. Just really like a touch. Really, I am not overthinking this at all. Because we're going to add some snow on top of them also. So I just want to have some, but it's there, right? Okay, and now I'm going to use a whole lot of white. I'm using this brush here that I have. And I'm just going to pile up some white snow right on this tree. Some here. A little bit here. Don't forget to go across the sled. Some here. Here. Oh, picked up some green. Don't want that. Wipe it off. Here's more. And some more. Make it bright. Make this tree stand out. Okay. Need more white. And I'm going to add some piles of snow right in between the trees and the snow right here. And I'll just keep building this up. And yes, I have a lot of paint on my brush as I'm doing this. And then pick a spot somewhere else to add some white or snow. Okay. I think I'm getting a little bit out of the frame, but I think you can still see what I'm doing. Yep, that's it. Here. Just add some snow. Okay, now I'm going to go back and add a little bit of snow, a tiny, tiny bit of snow on top of these ornaments. Because, you know, if it snowed, they will have some snow on them. And I'm going to add white highlight to the star. Just going up and down each direction a little bit. Here and there, like 4. I'm going to bring this up today closer so you can see. Okay. And next step is completely up to you. It's optional, but if you want to add falling snow, you can do that. So let's add some falling snow. If I can find the toothbrush that I use for that. Uh-oh. I don't remember where I put it. Sorry about that. I completely forgot I would need it. No. And, no. Huh. Let's see. Okay. If you do not have a toothbrush like myself, you can use any old brush for this. Okay, so I'm going to use this. It's a broken kind of brush, old one. And what I'm going to do is fill it up with white and then hold it across against my painting and just flicker it, okay? Sometimes people do drumsticks like this, but what happens with that is the paint flies not only down but also up and sideways, and you will get covered in paint, so probably not the best way to do that. Okay, so I have some white on here. I'm gonna hold it down and flicker it with my finger. Move it all the way around. And it really adds this kind of snowy snowing. Looks like it's snowing. There we go. Okay, this can dry. I mean, sit for a second. If you're doing it with your hand, wipe it off. Here we are. Okay, I'm going to dry this a little bit so that I can do my lettering. And I know I said I was going to use my black Posca, but I think that I'll just do it with my white. I'll just use my white pen, white paint and the brush. Okay, let's mute. All right. So the best way to transfer your lettering onto here would be to give it a good amount of time to dry. Okay, and then you can use your tracer, which is, let me find it. It's right here. So it's right here, right? And so I would just pull it off, peel it off. And so here's my lettering right here. And so what I like to do, okay, this is dry. I'm gonna slide it off for a second. What I like to do is to use seamstress chalk, white, and I rub on the wrong side of my printout. I rub it with chalk. Make sure that I cover all letters. I can see them. Can you see that I have all my letters covered with chalk? See, just like that. I'll get the dust off into the trash can. And place this back where you want it. Place your words where you want them. And sometimes it's helpful to hold it up against the light so that you can see where the slats are. The slats. Something like that. Okay, use your pen or your pencil to trace. Every time I do this, I think, oh, you better work. You better work. It can be hard to space that kind of stuff by hand, right? And now, look, I didn't wait for my paint to dry, so that's okay. It's all fine. And so now I have my outline for my lettering in chalk. And so I thought I would do Posca pen, but I decided to just use my brush. So I'm just going to use my brush and use my white paint. The thing is that you want your paint to be at the consistency of melted ice cream for this. So I'm just going to drop a little bit of water on here. Mix it good so that the paint really nicely glides. We want it to glide. Clean it up. And just trace your lettering right on top of everything, okay? It goes right on top of your stars, goes right on top. Okay. Refill your brush. You cannot dry brush this. You need to have paint on your brush. Don't rush, go slow. I'm kind of adding something a little bit, just changing the water a little bit, but that's fine. There's my last swirl, and for the dot, I just flip over the brush and put the dot where I need it. And here we are. We have the sled. So the next step would be to completely let it dry completely. Okay, and then check the cut out areas over here so that they are not filled with paint, because you're not going to be able to put stuff in. Okay. Now, let me see, because my pieces must be dry by now. Yep, they are dry. Whoop. There we go. Put the paint away. All right. Not the next one here. All right, so that goes in. This goes in. And that goes in, and I would put it on a 3000 glue, because that's my choice of glue. Yes, that's how I like it. Okay, and then here's your top. There we go. And if there's something squeezing out, some paint, something, you always go back and clean it up a little bit. Okay, and then we can add some greenery. You can add your twine if you're using the twine, whatever it is. I just want to clean this up a little bit. There we go. Okay, so that's the Oh Holy Night sled. Let me know if you have any questions. Also, if you would like to seal this, I would put, if I wanted to seal it, I would have put all of this together, let it dry, give it like at least 2 days, better even a week, give it a week to dry, and then you can use something like this. Any polyurethane would work. Yeah, this is indoor and outdoor. It's flat. That's what I like it, so that it's not super shiny. I would not use this like exposed to the elements, but like maybe next to your front door in a covered in a porch that has a cover or roof, that would work. And I hope you have fun with that. All right, so I still have one more to make. I will record it soon, and I will make a video soon on the one with the singing snowman. All right, I'll see you soon. Bye.